this room to show the same love that Andre got, maybe even more, for the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only, Saunders!
Wow, that is probably the best introduction I've had. Thank you so much. Thank you. How's everyone feeling? You all good? Yeah. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with all you guys today. I've already spoke to a few of you, and I've had such an amazing time speaking about what you guys are up to, and it's just nice to network. I just want to kind of go through the room and just really understand where everyone's at the moment. So, just if we can put our hands in the air for people that have just that have had a business for the last couple of years or longer. If you have a business, you're a business owner. Okay, cool. And if you are a business, if you've started a business and you've literally just got started, put your hands up in the air. And then for the people that are looking to start that haven't quite got there, a few of the rest of those. Okay, cool. So what I've done today is just create this this presentation, just to talk to you about the fundamentals which I found from my 10 years being in business, of what I found to be the most useful things that I've experienced. How does it click next? So basically, business is just a game. It literally is just like a game, right? You play, you lose, you then play again, you get further, you lose, you then get further. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play this game, and we're going to take this seriously, right? All you got to do is keep going and strive to get to the next level. Level up by carrying forward and picking yourself up and then doing better the next time. Because otherwise, no one will ever complete any game. And there won't be a second version of Grand Theft Auto. There won't be, you know what I mean? This is how life works, especially in this game. So these are the main things that I've summarised business in any stage into these 3 columns, which is, first of all, marketing, which we're all very aware of what marketing is. And there's loads of different ways to do it. I'm going to tell you the ways that I find are most useful for me, and I leverage the most business and successful. The second one is leads. Okay? Without any business coming in by using your marketing and gaining leads, you're not going to get any money. Do you know what I mean? Leads are the most powerful tool that you have in a business, and how you deal with those leads, which we'll talk to you about in a minute, is how you get your next thing, which is conversions. Now, simply, this is what I rounded up a business into. You get good marketing, you then generate some decent leads, and then you get your conversions, and this is where all the money starts to flow through. You get your first sale, you then get your second sale, and you start to work out how much each conversion costs and how much money you can make back. Can we just go to the next one, please? Okay, let's skip through that. So, basically, with marketing, we're all, you know, there's so many tools out there which are free. We all use Instagram, we all use social media. For the business owners out there at the moment, could I just ask, you said you're a business owner, which kind of online things are you using for your marketing and stuff? Social media, Google?
LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat.
TikTok's a good one.
Google,
Yeah. Which ones have you found to be the best? What do you do?
So I'm a trading company, so it depends to be fair. Depends what kind we're after, but LinkedIn's very, very good. Personally, not like Instagram, my personal brand.
Yeah.
But for client attraction, it works. TikTok's good for the younger audience, so Snapchat. But for more B2B, LinkedIn.
Yeah, good. So, I don't know about you guys, but what's the first thing that you do when you're looking to find something? You go online. Where do you go? You go to Google. Let's be honest, right? No matter what it is that I want, I'll go onto Google and I'll put it in there and it'll pop up and I'll go and click on whichever the best one is, and then I'll go and find what it is I'm looking for. Instagram, Snapchat, I will say TikTok is doing really well. But essentially, this is direct for someone looking for your services. So if you've got yourself a decent website, it doesn't need to be huge, it doesn't need to have all these crazy things, just a really nice, powerful, simplistic and rich in content landing page. Okay? That connects to Google and starts to build your SEO, your search engine optimization, starts to get those keywords recognized for what you do. Okay? Then you start to leap up on the pages on Google. And this is just the organic side of things. So what you want to do is you want to have a really impactful landing page or website which is dedicated to what it is that you do. You say it's trading, yeah? And then when people are searching for you, you end up generating leads without having to spend any money at all. Now that's the organic side. The second side, which I completely believe, to be honest with you, that's how I've scaled up my business over the past 10 years, is Google Ads, right? If you can spend time on using Google Ads, can we just go to the next slide? And again. So with Google Ads, if you spend some time understanding how these things work, let's put it this way, if you spend £1 and then you get a good lead coming through your site, and then you sign up and you get a conversion, and you're making £50 back, about £49 back, it's £50 altogether, then you're making £49 per £1 you're spending. Okay? But you can scale up using this information. Does this make sense? Yeah? So once you start to understand, right, I can generate a lead of someone that's looking for my services using Google Ads. Okay? I can work out using conversion tracking. I'm honestly telling you all this stuff is taking me years, right? It might be a bit over your head stuff, but these are the fundamental stuff. Conversion tracking basically tells you who's coming through, at what time, at what cost, and you can start to use that information, and then you can start to harness it and get your leads coming through for cheaper. So it was costing me £5, and then I put it down to £3.50 per lead, right? Once you start to use this information, you can then start to scale your business. You start to make a little bit more money, and then you start to reinvest, because I know, I'm throwing all these different prices out, but let's just say, for instance, a lead costs £5. If I know a lead costs me £5, and I get 5 of those leads come through, and 2 of them sign up, you can then start to go, okay, if I put £100 in, I can get X amount. If I put 1,000 in, I can get X amount. And this is where you start to scale up, and you can start to build your business in the background of people that start to look after your leads, making sure that those leads are looked at straight away. And just on that, on leads, sorry, let's go back again, sorry, no, it's my fault. Back one, thanks. And just on Google Ads, things like location, okay? This is stuff no one wants to tell you. This is the stuff that marketing agencies like, oh, can you do some Google Ads and stuff? Yeah, it's going to cost you £10,000 a month. I know, because I've been there, because I was the one getting cheated out of this all them years ago, I swear down. I sat there, I was paying, I think it was £2,000 a month to this marketing agency, and I ended up getting, they were taking 70% of the money, and I was getting 30% of the leads. I was like, what's going on here? So then we went away and started to work out how this works, and now we're Google partners, purely on the basis of just analysing the data. Things like location, who are you targeting to? Think like your audience. What time? Think about what they're doing the second they wake up, right? Then they go to the toilet. You're on there on the phone, right? You go and get some food, you go and get a coffee, scrolling. What is your audience doing? And when is the best time to start advertising to them? Because you don't just have Google Ads on 24/7. We have our ads off at the weekends, and we have them off from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. because no one's up at that time. So when someone does come through in a lead, it costs us loads of money because we're just competing on stupid prices, right? The other thing is day and time, which I've just kind of said, right? Day and time is really important, okay? A and B testing. A and B testing is simply, and this doesn't just work with Google Ads, but A and B testing is a really strong way of understanding, okay, I've got one ad, or I've got one landing page, yeah? And I've got, with certain words, that describes my business, and I've got a second one, which describes my business. But maybe it's a little bit more information, or maybe it's a little bit less. What you want to do is you want to test it. Oh, sorry, there's that beatbox in there. What you want to do is you want to start to look at both results coming through from each side. And then you can understand, right, people are enjoying using this content and this landing page and this ad more so we're going to start to spend more money on that ad. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm like going a bit crazy, right? Okay, and the next one, please. So leads. Leads are, like I said, very important. At the end of the day, a referral is a lead. Someone coming to speak to you about the businesses that you offer is a lead. They come in all different shapes, all different sizes. The best form is word of mouth, which we all know, but we can't always count on that, because that can come here, it can come there. So, like I said, with the ads and all that kind of stuff, leads are really important. Now, if we can just go to the next slide. I don't know about you guys as well, but online I find a lot of websites, it's just put your name, put your number, and email, bang. I don't know about you, but I'm getting bored of just, sometimes now I just think I don't want to do that. You've got to start to look at being more interactive, engaging your audience. And I personally use, stay on, that's fine. I personally use something called Jotform. Yeah? Jotform is a really cool way, it's almost like a mini website, it's a really cool way for people to click on one thing, slide a bar on another thing. You can say to someone, what are their pain points? You can ask them questions. Before you go into the name and number, get them hooked into questions of what they are looking to get from your business. Yeah? Only go to 3 or 4. Don't do too many unless it's for like a really kind of in-depth review. Yeah? But then ask them, how much is your budget? What particular type of service are you looking for? You can have an image. It's just more fun, engaging. And there's also something called Typeform as well. There's quite a few of them out there. It's really engaging. And as soon as someone's put it in, and bam, they're happy. Automatically, as soon as you click name, your name's automatically in there. And it just fills the stuff out, and then you click the button, it's submitted, the form comes through. And this is another thing about leads. You've got 24 hours until they're cold. Those leads, when they come through to your inbox, are hot. They're so hot, yeah, that you literally, I've always asked the best time for contact, to contact the lead too, right? They're so hot, you need to make sure you're not letting them sit in your inbox and just go dead and then think, oh man, because listen, that one lead that comes through from this system that I'm telling you could literally change and transform your business, because then they can then tell someone else about what you're doing, yeah? So this is all the kind of digital kind of stuff that I've found to be quite useful for me. If we can go to the next one, please. So yeah, I've obviously said the interactive forms I think are really good. Definitely check them out. Jotform is great, and also Typeform and AI. And next one, conversions. Conversions are written out at the end, right? If you can get this all automatically or systematically done in the back end, using things like CRM systems, maybe even AI, email automation, things that are helping you in the background. So basically, my business is, I've got a few businesses, but my main business is called Paylift. Right now, I have leads coming through from my site. They're going to my clients, they're going to the CRM, they're also going to the Google Sheets, and we're sending emails out automated to them as well. So I'm getting leads right now, we're advertising. That is how you can scale up. Originally, we were sat there, literally, on the phone, trying to get stuff plugged in. Like, it's hard work. If you can automate this stuff, it makes it a lot easier. So, if you do get a lead, I've seen, we do about 1,000 leads a month for our industry in contracting. Make sure you have a system or someone that is able to either give them a call or progress that lead onto the next stage. Because at this point, you've done all the hard work, and I've been there, trust me. Yeah, I've been there where I've been getting leads. I'm just not calling them because I didn't feel like it. That was when I was by myself. Yeah? So find somebody that might get some, it depends on your budgets, find somebody that might be able to make some commission from this. Yeah? There's always people out there that are willing to help, especially growing this stuff, because sales is sales, conversions are conversions. And that's how you grow your business, in my complete opinion. That's fundamentally what it is. And like I said, it's all just a big game. It's just a game, yeah? You can put the game down whenever you feel like it. Cool. You know what I mean? But Tiger Woods didn't become Tiger Woods if you didn't continue to strive to become better, to keep going. Lewis Hamilton, you know, all of these guys, they've just done this game more and more until they've become an absolute veteran of what they do, with the knowledge and the skills, and then that's how they become successful. So do it in stages and understand, right? Just play the game, don't take it too seriously. Because ultimately, you'll get what you want if you work for it. I don't care what anyone says, you're going to learn a lot of lessons in the background of it. It's going to be difficult. It's going to also be fun. But it starts to get a bit more consistent as time goes on. As you guys with the businesses that have been going over 2 years, you probably start to find things are a bit more consistent. Yeah, you're understanding how money's coming through and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just basically. I don't think there's anything left on there. Oh yeah, just the last thing here, just like things for conversions that are really good. So CRM systems, which is client relations management. It's just a system which the leads come through to. Your team can look at that, and you can also outsource that as well. Email automation, you can use AI as well. And I think that is the end of the game. Well, not my game, but isn't it?
Right, now we want to get to know you. Would you like to introduce yourself, where you're from, maybe where you grew up, what school you went to, etc.?
Yeah, sure. So, well, I mean, started humble beginnings, a bit, you know, as most people have. Grew up with council estate, you know what I mean? Single mum, but not single mum. My dad's been very supportive. It's always been there, but I live with my mum. But I actually grew up in Hertfordshire. Who's that? Yeah, Hertfordshire, in a place called Letchworth Garden City.
Oh, next
So, you know, it's a little bit different space in London, I'll be honest with you. It was pretty much the only guy of colour at the time when I was young. So, you know, I mean, I had those challenges then. But essentially, I've always been the person to want to achieve and be free to enjoy my life by doing what I want to do. There were so many times I felt where people were stealing my ideas and stuff and then doing things out of it. So essentially, I've always been an entrepreneur since, I mean, literally like 5, you know. Yeah.
You've got amazing ideas, and I actually think that resonates with me personally. You know, just wanting to always go against the grain, not just what it would expect you to do. So yeah. So now, what is it that you do in a nutshell?
So I'm mainly in tech. I started the first comparison website for contractors. That's why I went on The Apprentice for that, and obviously didn't want it with him, so I did it myself. And it was called Payroll Supermarket. It was one of the biggest challenges I've ever done. Essentially, it's a comparison website like Go Compare, but to the contracting world for like you know, accountancy, umbrella, and those kind of stuff. I did it, I built it, and I sold it. And you know, I was really happy because the last thing I wanted to do was go through all the challenges and understand it. I'll tell you what, it was hard. It was one of the hardest things because whilst you guys knew at the time it was all big, because it's been quite a while ago, but I was on The Apprentice. And I was like, whoa, look at this guy. But I ended up moving back to my flat. I wasn't working anymore. I used to do sales. So I was, you know, doing very well with that. And I was like, no, I'm going to start my business. And I realised when I started my business, I'm not making any calls. I'm just going around acting like I'm a director. But I sat there in my room and I was like, I'm not making any money. So then that's when I decided to pick up the phone and start getting the ego in there and just start to do what I was going to do. Stop being scared. Like pick up the phone and it started to kind of flow. And essentially, yeah, I'm in tech. I have a tech and marketing agency, and I also have a social media platform for businesses called Your Linked. And I'd love to get you guys all on board with that. Essentially, it's just a place for businesses to be able to get their services on there and just network. So, yeah.
Well, I thought you were going to say that you're a supermodel because yeah, just give us a little bit of insight. I'm curious. What we're here.
So this. Yeah. So basically, I get invited to events sometimes, and my friend that's supposed to be here is called Mr. Tinder. He invites me. He's at these events quite often. So this was the No Hard Feelings one, and they're red carpet events. They're really cool. I've only been to a few of them. They're just kind of. Yeah, it's nice. Thank you.
We need to get Mr. Tinder next. We need to get Mr. Tinder to come next then.
Yeah, he's supposed to be here now.
So what made you want to get into the career that you're in?
To be honest with you, just saw a gap in the market. I was in the accountancy side, but for selling in sales, and I just saw a gap in the market. And when I went home, I bought my first laptop for like £50 or something. I couldn't wait to get home. I got back and I built the worst website. Like, it took me ages and it was terrible. But I built it, and I got a lead whilst I was at work. And these leads, if they get converted, because you get £450, that's what I do for my clients. I thought if I could do this in the background, and I got a lead, and I was at work, and I was like, yo, I just generated my own lead doing this. So I was like, this has got legs. And so I just continued to work on it until it became an obsession, you know? And I just enjoyed it, and just continued to move forward. So.
Okay. Well, my next question was actually, what steps got you there, which you kind of touched on, but is there anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think I probably done it in the worst way. I just went 100% all in, and I didn't have anything. Like I said, at the time, when all this stuff was kicking on, I didn't have anything at the time, right? I went all in. But I didn't have any commitments, really, apart from paying my rent and, and all these kind of stuff, feeding myself. Apart from that, I just went for it. I had my challenges. I mean, there's some very high points and there's lots of low points. And it's at the low points which you start to realise as you go, and it's not just business, in life, right? At the lowest time, actually if you just keep moving forward and just try and it just go bang. When you're at your worst, I've now learned to understand it's the best thing. You don't want to feel like that, but you're actually moving so far, you don't realise it, and then it goes boom, something will happen. And I've given up nearly 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And I've always just gone, no, come on, and it's going bang, next stage, bang, next stage. Take things in a bite-sized kind of, system. You don't want to take over the world. I think a lot of people can be unrealistic about business. I was, when I started, I thought I was going to take the world over. I was like, yo man, I'm going to be a billionaire in the next 2 years. It doesn't work like that. If it does, I would love to know how. It takes a good system, it takes knowledge, understanding, and experience. It's the three things I put it down to. The more experience, confidence, results. It just goes like that, and then you get better and better, and then you start to build. And now my business, I've got multiple businesses. My brother, who's 10 years younger than me, came to work for me when he finished school. He's my co-director. His guys came to work for me. They don't work with me now, because they set up their own things.
So, what would you say is the highlight of your career so far?
I'll be honest, right here, right now. I think I've come to a time in my life where I appreciate what I've done, how far I've come, and I also appreciate balance a bit more. I think I've been very hard on myself in the past. You've got to do this. We're going a million miles an hour. I mean, we're moving so fast these days. I don't know about you lot, but it's just relentless. And I've also got a theory about this, that we actually spin on the Earth's axis, right, faster than we used to. Trust me, it's going to come out. So the days are going quicker. Research, I worked it out, I Googled it, and I was right. Right? It's mad. Wake up, go sleep, wake, shh. But you know what? Taking time to yourself and understanding of where I'm at, that I'd say I've got a beautiful family now. I've always had a beautiful family, but my own family. Sorry, man. But I've got my own daughters, I've got my own partner, and I've built something, and I also had my own business. You came to help out for the Your Links launch at the business show as well. It's just really nice to be in a place like that. And without going, God man, I'm not at that next level. Happy targets. I've got a screensaver on my phone. I built it. I made it myself. It's got everything that I want. So subliminally, I'm just looking at it all the time. I'll tell you what, I ain't going to get it straight away. If I guarantee I do, I will do it, because every single thing that I've written down, the power of writing. Do you know what I did? I got a notepad, and I just named this notepad my billionaire notepad. Nothing else went in there apart from what I wanted to achieve, right? And then you start to write down maybe 2 or 3 goals of what you might want to do. They could be huge, they could be not. You just put a time on it. And then you start to think, and then all of a sudden you start to meet people. And then you start to do this, and then an opportunity arises. And then guess what? You want 100,000? Because I used to think £100,000 was like, whoa, man, that's crazy. It is a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But in ratio to how much we spend now as a business, and what it used to be to me, but I wrote that down as I want £100,000 investments, or I want £100,000 turnover. Then you get that, and then you move up to the next level. But going straight in with like, you know, I'm going to go get 10 billion. Do that, let's just try and break it down a little bit. I think as well though, if you spend 5 minutes a day working towards one goal, over the year, I mean, you're going to do it, you know what I mean, consistently. It's just going to happen.
It's the belief as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
So you've already given some amazing advice already, but what other advice would you give to someone who's just starting out?
for someone that's just starting out business, I would start small. I would start by looking at the fundamentals. The first thing I'd also say to you as well, this is what I learned from my mentor, and he's actually called Kane Kramer, and I was lucky enough to have him as my mentor. He's also my best friend, and he invented the iPod in 1979. It wasn't Steve Jobs. You can Google this stuff. It's actually a UK inventor. He's my best friend and mentor, and he also had parts to do with the internet, and that's why Tim Berners-Lee couldn't patent the internet, is because Kane patented this stuff in the past. Now, the reason I'm saying this is, brands, IP, don't just think it's, we'll sort that out. A trademark for your own business, if you're going to do anything, any name or anything like that, Daddy's Kitchen, this kind of stuff, I want to see it, it probably is, or they're not, you get a TM on the side, because that means we're not taking it. And you know, you can get a trademark for £250. Literally, if you just go to the IP, intellectual property website, you go through these, people want to make you think like this is all crazy, you just spend $1,000, protect your brand. Yeah? It doesn't cost much, but in the future, when you sell, then you'll be able to sell your IP and also the business. The second thing I'd say is, just start small, have some reasonable targets, and don't get too disappointed. Because it's only the bad days and the failures, just like what we were talking about earlier with Andre, they're the moments where things start to kick off. Yeah? So, I just, and have a plan, but you know, these business plans, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, you know, investments, I've got to go, I'll be honest with you, I've never gone through the normal ways of investment. I've just ended up having something together, someone I've met as an investor, I've spoke to them, and then they've invested in me, yeah? Because of what I believe in and what I've now done. So just get started. Because most people are talking, let's talk, we're going to do this. My dad used to call me I'm gonna when I was a kid. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna. And I'm like, yeah, he's got to do it now. But listen, you just get started small. You don't need to do all this big, just start off by spending 5 minutes and thinking about the name on your business. Then think about, okay, what's it going to do? How's it going to work? Think of 3 areas which you can just connect up. I need a website, I need some content, I need some leads, all this stuff earlier. Boom. You can go onto Wix, build a free website. Yeah? You go and get one of these forms, free. Yeah? You want to go and use AI to write the content, free. Yeah? You want to go and spend money on Google Ads? Whoa, it's too much money. Yeah, but if you spend £350, you get £350 back. Right? It might sound like a lot, it might not, I'm not too sure, but that's £700. Yeah, I'm doing math right. £700. £700 worth. There's all these things, there's all these tools out there that are just really ready for you to just take and use. So use the resources you've got, yeah? Because there's so much stuff in it. And I wouldn't worry too much about Instagrams and all that stuff as well. Personal brands, and that's cool. But fundamentally, it's not paying a bit. To be honest with you, I don't really do too much on social media. Like, I love my business. I focus on my business. That's what pays me and my team and everything we do. We grow and progress and we get more deals and stuff. I love it. It's the best way to do it, right?
Okay, so if you was to go back to a younger you, or if you was to give advice to someone who's just about to step into the working world, what would that be?
Don't be scared. Just like Andre said, make as many mistakes. The more failures you make, the more successes you're going to make. The more calls you make, and the more no's, the more yeses. The more time you spend, just do it, man. Especially if you've got an idea, you don't need to go start to work it on the side. When the money starts to take over from the business that you're doing, it's a new job that you can swap. What I say to my younger self, I wish, man, I could just go. I'm trying to work out how to do it. Go back and send a little thing, Scott, here goes that knowledge, you know what I mean? But I would have told myself to don't be afraid, try and have fun, and just be blessed that we've been able to do these things. So once upon a time, man, it was, to have run a business, without this technology we got, it was hard.
Yeah, I was going to say we're actually very lucky in the times that we're in,
Yeah.
what we have. Okay, so what is the lowest point of your career and how did you overcome it?
My lowest point was probably just coming off after The Apprentice, probably being the most famous time and being the most fickle environments. Not losing track of what I was doing, but also I didn't enjoy those moments. It was all fake, you know what I mean? And also it's quite lonely in some ways. So everyone's like, whoa, you know, walk down the street, everyone knew who I was and stuff. It's kind of cool. But in actual fact, it was quite difficult to always be public property, if that makes sense. I always having to be this guy that do this. And so I'll be honest, I learned a lot going through those times. When everyone was going back to work, I'll be at home trying to start this business, and I got investment, and I got my team built. That wasn't going well. They were my lowest, but now looking back, best times. Because the things I used to worry about 6, 7, 8 years ago, which I used to get in my car sometimes and scream on the way back. Like, I think I had to pay one of my guys £2,000, and I'd run out of money. I had to borrow £2,000. I think I had a team of 5 at the time. 6 of us at the time. This is where things started to dry up. I was like, what was I borrow that? You know, you're like, what? I'm trying, you know what I mean? But fundamentally, I didn't go, right, I'm going to get a job, right, I'm going to do this. I just believed in myself, even though it was hard. And just move forward. And I can now look back and be thankful for those experiences. And be honest about it. I've always been honest about it as well. You know, all this bullshit with Instagram and man, everyone's pretending like everything's all great. It is great, it's also not great. Like, we're all the same people. You know, people have got more money, I've got more money than I used to. Just got different problems. You know what I mean? And I've got a family life. You know what I mean? It's all cool, just play the game.
I think it's important.
Guys, one more time for Scott, Saunders and Charlotte. Thank you so much for the